Hi, my name is Makana. Welcome to FabLab Fundamentals. Today we're going to show you how to adjust the table of the bench drill press and positioning material in a vise. So before we get into it, a few safety things you need to know before operating. Make sure you have your safety glasses or goggles. Make sure you have long pants and any loose materials such as like necklaces or earrings. Please take them off before operating. And also for those with long hair, make sure you tie that up or also use a hat. So once you do all those things, you'll be good to operate. Even though we're not operating the machine today, it's good to practice these safety rules. So let's get started. So there are three forms of movement of the table. So first you can see here, this is going up and down. And also this table is able to rotate left to right. And finally, the last movement is the tilt of the table itself along this axis. And so how do we do this? Well, we got to start with the table lock handle back here. Usually this thing is tightened, and when it's tightened, this table will not move. So if you're trying to adjust the table, of course you got to loosen this guy. Turning counterclockwise if you're looking towards it. And you only want to do it enough until you can get movement. So once that handle is loosened, you can already notice that you can rotate your table. And so once you have your table rotated to the correct, degree, you can move on to the table height. And so to do that, you want to look at this table adjustment handle. And if you're looking towards it, turning clockwise will cause the table to go upward. Turning counterclockwise will cause the table to go down. And so once you get your specific height, your rotation, you can go back to, or once you get your height and your rotation done, we can lock this guy back up. So if you're looking into it, turn clockwise. And make sure you get this thing super tight. So during your operation, it does not rotate or move. Kind of give it a little shake test. That's all good. Not rotating, not going up and down. Perfect. Now we move on to the last movement, which is the tilt of the table. So if you look along here, you kind of see the different angles that you could tilt the table to. And so to do this, you're going to need the M18 wrench. And you want to loosen this hex bolt underneath the table. So once it's loosened a little bit, you can see that the table can move, rotate along this axis. And so if you want to go like 15 degrees, you can match this notch right here up with the markers over here. And once you get your angle right, I'm just going to set it back to 0. So right around there. You can lock your table up. Again, using this M18 wrench and this hex bolt. Once that's tightened, give it a little shake. It's not moving, you're good to go. And also make sure as you're adjusting this table, make sure that the drill bit matches, as its path downward matches this hole over here. Or if you're not going to match the hole completely, make sure you have a little a piece of scrap wood or metal to protect the table itself. Moving on to our material. We're going to be doing wood. And so there's two methods of positioning on the vise. There is putting a space underneath your material or using a scrap piece of metal or wood to go underneath your material. So first, let's do the space. Pretty simple. Just put your material in the vise. Make sure you have space underneath. And you want to tighten that vise up like so. Give it a little shake test, knock on it. Make sure it's stuck in there. And then as you can see, there is a space underneath. And the reason why we want a space underneath is so as you drill through your material, if you go through and you go more than what you need past this material, if this was on the bottom here, you'll damage the vise. So the space is here to protect your vise. So as you're going all the way through the material, make sure you ease up a little bit so you don't just plunge all the way down. The second method, so let's get this material back out, is using a scrap piece of wood or metal. And you're just putting it underneath, putting it back in that vise here. Oops, sorry. Like so. And similar to the space that was here before, this scrap piece of metal will protect your this scrap piece of wood will protect your vise. So just in case you go all the way through your material and you're pressing hard and then you go all the way through, it will hit this scrap piece of wood here before it touches your vise. And so like the space, make sure you ease up as you get through to the end of your material. And then once you have these clamped down, your material in with the space or the scrap piece, you could put it on the table. And there's two ways of clamping this vise down. You can use a hex bolt through these holes and put it through the vise holes, or you can use these clamps and just clamp them on the side, like so. And with that is how you adjust the table of the bench drill press and how you position your material in a vise. Before we continue, we have these guards for your safety while operating the drill press. Now back to the video.